Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to another late night stream of our favorite submarine simulation, U-Boat. So here we are. Yeah, you see I paused the game while preparing the stream because we are already relatively close to a convoy. It's over there. And my problem actually is that I kind of forgot. Yeah, well, I attacked that convoy this very morning. And yeah, I got detected early, so there was a tough fight, and our batteries are still only at 50%. And now chasing around the convoy to cut off its way again. So I had a tough encounter here, then I circumnavigated the convoy with flank speed, and now I am in a position in the afternoon to get in again and infiltrate the convoy once more. So the convoy is coming down here, and problem is that going flank speed all the time, I didn't have the opportunity to reload the battery. So now let's see. Let's get going. Pretty tough weather, isn't it? Yeah, 25 knots, so it is the hardest storm that you can get in the game. And yeah, well, before going deep into the game, before doing the deep dive into the game, let's briefly tell you my situation. I'm doing a complete playthrough through the whole war, so I started in September 39 in Wilhelmshaven with a small, decent Type 2 submarine, then successfully went through several missions and finally got upgraded, and by now I am sailing on a Mark 7C, which is pretty nice, larger range, more torpedoes, higher speed and everything. And meanwhile I'm situated in the port of La Rochelle, which of course gives me the better access to the Atlantic. And yeah, last set of missions that I completed was the Black Pit mission, and I sank 270,000 tons there and got several achievements for that. Also the Milk Cow, although for one particular reason I can't place it yet. It will be 2 days until I can place it, obviously, but yeah, after having fulfilled the Black Pit set of missions, I decided to go for the other side of the Atlantic, and this is actually the first time that I crossed the Atlantic ever. I mean, I'm playing the game since, in total, something like 5 years, and pretty intensely since more than 1 year. And yeah, first time that I am on the other side of the pond. Now, please let the captain have a view. So I'm a bit afraid that they might already be pretty close. Hey guys, where are you? They are. Okay, it's the smoke columns that we see. That's something like 50 to 60 degrees. Oh shit. We are taking so much water up there. Probably that was quite a bit of water. We should have gotten quite a bit of water into the bilge with that, through the hatch. Well, let's turn on. It just takes too long to reload the battery, but I also want to clear the bilge at that time. They are. Even more over there. So they look pretty much like they're heading straight for me. If you look at the shape of the smoke columns. So I think it would be a good idea to change course. Like that. Will still take a while until my battery is full. Yeah, that's the second try. The first try we did early this morning. I mean, in game this morning. And while we tried to infiltrate the convoy, we were detected right in the beginning. And because it was just too early, my timing was not pretty well. It was too dark to get a clear shot on anything. Yeah, I think I wasted 2 stern torpedoes, although they were south-seeking, they didn't home in for that target. And yeah. So let's keep fingers crossed that we do it better this time. Okay, do we already see masts? I think we do. I think we already see masts. But in this tough weather, it's so hard to figure out anything. Yeah, I'm playing on pretty high difficulty, almost maximum difficulty level, which means that I don't have an additional stabilization. So natural sway of the periscope and of the... They changed course, and of the binoculars. Might be that they have changed course. It looks a bit like that. Yeah, or maybe it was like, yeah, I was just seeing the top of them smoke trails. I'm really unsure what to do. But that doesn't look good. I think I need a bit more. Yeah, might be that they have changed their course. Looks like they are a bit more on a southern course now than they were. And I have to speed up a bit to get up with them. Yeah, the longer I stay on the surface, the more battery recharge I get. Discipline is going up, that's good. Let's see, what's our girl doing? Looks just alright. 2 different types of food, and that seems to improve my discipline. Yeah, okay. But strain and stress still at 26%. It takes a while to recover from that one. The crew is still stressed from our last action. We were so hunted. And you see, I do have 2 injured crewmates which are not available at the moment for the watch and to run the boat. Pretty tough to do an attack in this hard weather. It's really a gale blowing with something like 25 knots of wind speed. Right now it looks like I am missing the convoy because they have changed course. Maybe they are actually zigzagging. Hey guys, stay up. To 53%. That's so slow. Yeah, but that's it. It takes ages to recharge the battery. Back then. Hey, Volvolo, good evening. How are you doing? Did you have a good Saturday? I hope you didn't have to work. Nice to have you in. Yeah, we are closing in for another try to infiltrate that convoy. The first try went rather wrong and we got quite a beating. Wow, look at that weather. And yeah, from that last action, the crew morale is still pretty down. I mean, the strain and stress level is pretty high still. And we still only have half of the batteries recharged. So might be that it's a bit of an adventure to do this second try right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you were in the stream. In the evening, you mentioned it, yeah. Yeah, but sometimes this is something that you need. Oh shit, look. Pretty much looks like they have completely changed their course. If you look at the smoke columns, it pretty much looks like we are going on a parallel course. So I think I really should do another hydrophone check and start to try to refigure their course from the scratch. There they are. All of them pretty much on a parallel course. I don't have much time. I really don't want to do another night attack, so I really want to approach that convoy as long as it is still daylight. But as obviously we are going with Greenwich time, the sunset after our Greenwich time will be 10 o'clock, so I still have plenty of time, should still have plenty of time to catch up with them. Come on, let's do another hydrophone check. I really have to be sure about their course. So the last two hydrophone checks positioned them here and there, so I extrapolated a course like that, but at the moment it looks more like they are on a southern or southeastern course. Yeah, so hydrophone check, what does it mean? Depth steers manned. Mr. Hinrich opening the valves, so we let sea entering our ballast tanks. There they go. And you see all the crew, all the off-watch crew assembled in the front compartment. And down we go. Yeah, we had already fired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torpedoes. So a few of them actually were good hits. But yeah, that was when we attacked a single transport here. So that's the tonnage that we already have. Something like, yeah, roughly 4,000 tons we sank here. And that was 2 good torpedo hits on them, but well, now this was pretty messy up to now going for that large convoy. So we already spent quite a lot of torpedoes. I think we spent something like 1, 2, 3 torpedoes without hitting anything. Well, 1 torpedo actually hit. One of the torpedoes that we fired in this last fiasco was a sound-seeking torpedo, and that actually homed in and we sank 1 destroyer. It was something like 2 or 3 missed. Yeah, and then we fired 2 stern torpedoes, so we are completely empty astern. No torpedoes anymore. And that's a bit of a problem. But yeah, however, we are gonna try again. Let's check the hydrophone. Alright, there they are. Let's mark that on the map. Let's call that an X.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
let's call this another X. Yeah, the part of Germany where I live today is actually a holiday. Yeah, Christian holiday actually, the day after Halloween. But yeah, doesn't work for me because on the one hand it's Saturday and on the other hand it's not a holiday in the area where I work. So yeah, we have these different Bundesländer states in Germany, and I live in the one state and there it is a holiday, and I work in the other state and there it is no holiday. Yeah, I did actually. I did, well, partly because, well, our children went out yesterday and they slept with, they were with friends and they just came back in the late morning. Yeah, and our daughter's in now and our son went away again for the birthday party with his cousin in Frankfurt, and he's gonna stay there overnight. So it was a relatively quiet day. I had a nice dinner with my wife and my daughter, and yeah, some cozy TV evening. Yeah, we have started to watch a movie with Gérard Depardieu, the French actor, The Count of Monte Cristo, if I translate it right. Pretty good movie, I would say. Alexandre Dumas wrote the book. And yeah, I kind of like the movie. Although I think Gérard Depardieu went crazy when he got old, but at that time he was a pretty good actor, I would say. Hey, wow, respect. Having read the book. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna do that as well. It's just like my French is almost not existent, but I think you probably speak French, don't you? And have you then, I guess you have read it in the French original version, right? Which would be great. Yeah, respect. I wish I could do a bit more of French.
25 Meter.
Yeah, let's carry on for, I don't know, half an hour.
5 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
So they were going with something like this. I don't know which direction they are going. My guess is that they are going that direction. By now. And getting back to the surface. Shall we do half an hour of flank speed? Nah, I'm not going flank speed because what speed do we reach when we just go cruise speed? I want to reload the batteries, so at that point let's stick to cruise speed, although this might be barely, might be not faster than them actually, and they are moving with 9 or 10 knots. So here we are back to the surface. Yeah, I really need 1 or 2 more kills to reach the goal of the mission. Don't think that they can spot me around here. Yeah, look at that. They must have changed their course, definitely. Yeah, come on, let's do this for half an hour. It's 4:30.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Yeah, here we are. And yeah. 3/4 of batteries full. And strain and stress is so slowly going down, although discipline is perfectly fine almost. Yeah, let's do another hydrophone check. This is of great help to figure out their course. Yeah, nice. You see the off-watch crew run into the front compartment. Quite like that animation. Mr. Hinrich opening the valves again. Depth steers being manned. And there we go. Flooding the tanks to go down again. Yeah, yesterday night it was a relatively low number of people watching. Yeah, it's probably because of Halloween. Nah, you don't have to man the battle stations yet.
Besatzung fähig ist. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. 25 Meter.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Wow, they are widely distributed. So that's hard to actually figure out what their course is.
35 Meter.
But let's mark all of these contacts on the map for now.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. 30 Meter. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloi?
And one more.
Kapitän?
The others in between.
35.
Something like that. Time 5 o'clock. Yeah. Come on, bring us back to the surface.
Blasen.
30 Meter.
Yeah, my guess is that they really changed course onto a south southeastern course, while before they were going almost due east. Okay, coming back to the surface. Now the question is, would I go flank speed and accept that I would have not fully recharged the batteries, or would I better stay at low speed and fully recharge? Hey, come on, let's go flank for now. I really want to know what I can do. So,
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
half an hour with flank speed would bring us there. And what about them? If I assume that they're going on a course like that. Now this is a bit of guesswork, but let's assume that they go like that. Might be like that, so I should be even up with them after. Okay, 5, like that. Yeah, that's fine. And what would be the distance to them by then? 3
Herr Kaloi, wir
miles.
sind aufgetaucht.
Would they spot me on 3 miles? No, they wouldn't. But better safe than sorry. W184. Another safe game. It's, yeah, half an hour. Let's go.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloi.
Yeah, we are definitely going slower because of the rough weather. The waves actually stop us each time we run into one of these waves. It kind of breaks us down a bit. They are pretty close, aren't they?
Konvoi in Sicht.
Oh shit.
95 Grad.
They are really close by now.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Go to periscope depth. Go like that.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Not
Auf
really,
E-Motorenwechsel.
are we?
Ja.
What is it? 60 degrees? 90 degrees? Must be.
Hauptbräu. Handelsschiff.
Yeah, there they are. Something like 60 degrees. So there they are. And that's my estimate of their course. It's 5:30, so we should still have a few hours of daylight. Hey, weight loss, good evening. How are you doing? How was your day? I guess you did a few pounds again. Yeah, nice. We could try to go for that guy there, couldn't we? So it doesn't look too bad. First I thought we were in a pretty fucked up position, but at the moment I would say this could work. This could really work. And these two ships are pretty much in a nice line. Hey, wow. So 6.7 down in comparison to what? To what last, which last reading? Yeah, well, that's a lot. That's really a lot. All my respect. So what type of ship is this? It's one of these, right? It's a Liberty. And their velocity seems to be something like 9. And the angle on bow would be something like 60, let's call it 65. It's from our point of view at 65 degrees. So from their point of view we are at 67, yeah. So let's put that into the computer. The distance, yeah, hard to tell at the moment. Yeah, about the water, yeah, that's a point. But still. Yeah, I already mentioned it. So for me, it would be also nice to lose a few, something like 5 kilograms, or maybe even 10. Yeah, actually, some years ago, when after quite some time we did the first hiking holiday again, I kind of started to consider and calculate that, well, when I first did hiking tours, it was like I had a backpack of 20 to 25 kilogram, and back since then, actually my own weight added up by 20 to 25 kilogram, and so I was a bit worried to put another 20 to 25 kilogram onto my back. It kind of worked out, but it's probably not the best boundary condition, so also for me something like 10 kilograms less at least would be decent. So now we are burning a lot of electricity. Go in flank speed submerged. And let's hope that they don't spot our periscope. So let me put Mr. Arlos on the improved depth keeping. So he's gonna supervise the 2 depth steers guys now to make sure that we keep the depth. At the moment I don't see any ship which looks like an escort. But that might be because, yeah, in this rough weather I just don't see the escort. So I should not feel too sure, too safe. Yeah, we really have a gale. Tough conditions. Pretty tough conditions for an attack, but on the other hand, let's hope that this helps us to stay camouflaged by the waves. Yeah, I want to go for these guys. Let's see if we can do a guess about the distance, but that's really wild guessing. Yeah, still pretty far away.
Aktualisieren.
Still
Gegnerfahrt.
pretty far away. What about the torpedoes?
Lage 6, 5.
Are they well maintained?
Entfernung zum Ziel. 6, 2.
No, they are not.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Yeah, so you get additional manpower for the maintenance. But the torpedoes are all right, of course. Here I have 1 electric with the very old pistol, but I do have 3 torpedoes with relatively new and good pistols. So, Mr. Schneider, I hope you're
Februar 2 gewartet.
continue with the maintenance. Now, tube 1. If you were so kind. $6,000 meters is how much? 4 miles. Yeah, let's guess that they're moving on a course like that. 4 miles away. That sounds good. And at an angle of, yeah, still 65, I would say. So that would let them be. They're giving us an angle, giving them an angle on bow on us of 66. Yeah, it looks pretty reasonable. Yeah, I wouldn't dare to fire on that distance, but yeah, let's keep an eye open on the other guys. Not that we run into any surprise from astern. That's transport as well, is it? So, well, at the moment it looks a bit like the convoy was stripped by the escort, because the escort was kind of going after me and maybe going after other German submarines attacking in parallel. So that looks definitely better than it did on my first try. Yeah, the distance measure determination of the distance with this tool here is pretty alright, but the determination of the speed is just crappy. Don't rely on that one. Try to figure out the speed by hydrophone checks far before you get in.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 4, 5, 3, 0 Meter. Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 4, 2, 5, 6 Meter. Gegnerlage 6, 5, links.
Distance. They're closer. I think they're closer. Somewhere in between this. Maybe there are more coming in on a course like that. But of course this reading here might have been pretty unprecise. Giving it a save. So what's the angle at the moment? A bit more than 70. So we are actually gaining on them. I don't know. That's pretty unprecise what I'm doing here. Yes, by the way. Yep. Yeah, that's the point, right? So you finished your career, and I well understand it. In your situation, I think I also wouldn't start a new playthrough, but wait for that one. And for me, it's kind of ambivalent. On the one hand, I can't wait to get the Type 9, but on the other hand, I'm fearing the moment when I have to make up my mind whether to play on this old save game or quit it and start anew. I've never went that far into the game, so it will be hard to abandon this save game. It would be so great if they would figure out some way that you can use your old save games and carry on with them and still getting the Type 9.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Yeah, okay, that you can do, but somehow it doesn't feel the same. It just doesn't feel the same, does it? Angle almost 80. Almost 80 degrees.
Kurs setzen.
I don't know, are they heading more towards me than I thought? Is my angle on Bow's calculation correct? Yeah, that looks alright. It does look alright. Would be nice to sync both of them at the same time. So this one, what's the draught of this one? 7, so I would put the torpedoes on 8, on a depth of 8. Let's give it a save. I don't know. Are they more going like that? Check the torpedoes. What's the maintenance status? One, two, three. They are doing the torpedo 3 at the moment, aren't they? So I should first fire 1, 3, 4, something like that. 90 degrees.
Große Fahrt voraus. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
I think they are coming in more shallow.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Schussunterlagen
1 mile.
aktualisieren. Entfernung
65.
1, 9, 3, 8 Meter. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Looks more like they are coming in like that, I would say. And that would be an angle on bow of 23. Is this realistic? So they are in a nice line to get them.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung 1, 1, 5, 8 Meter. Lage 2, 9 links. Alle Maschinen stopp. Rohr 1 bewässern.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Aktualisieren. Winkel 5, 6, Bug links. Gegnerfahrt 9 Knoten. Los! Rohr 2 bewässern.
Rohr 2 bewässert.
Los! Rohr 3, bewässern.
Rohr 3 bewässert.
Los! Rohr 4 bewässern. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Rohr 4 bewässert.
They're changing course.
Los! 30 Sekunden.
They've spotted us.
40
I
Sekunden bis
think they have
Torpedoeinschlag.
spotted us.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 20 Sekunden. 30
Okay, so that was one hit. And quite a few misses.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Körper? Natürlich, Herr Körper.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 1, 5, 4, 5 Meter. Funkraum besetzen.
Funkspruch erhalten.
Wieder eine erfolgreiche Unternehmung absolviert.
All right.
Lasst uns genau so weitermachen.
So that was
Hüllenbruch. Sie sinken.
what was missing.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Oh, it's still loading. Come on, now we need it.
Kleine Fahrt. Voraus.
Come on, do it. I need that one in the torpedo tubes. Quick. Distance. Yeah, the distance needs to be fairly.
Aktualisieren.
Alright.
Entfernung zum Ziel. 1, 3, 8, 1 Meter. Rohr 1 bewässern. Rohr 1 bewässert. Los!
Don't know if this is gonna be it.
Ja.
Come on, let's see. Let's see if we're gonna do it. But I think this is gonna pass ahead of that guy, so this is not gonna be a hit. I am pretty sure of that.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedo einschlagen. Ja. 30 Sekunden. 20 Sekunden. 10 Sekunden bis einschlagen.
Rohr 2 geladen.
Aktualisieren. Winkel 9, 4 links. Rohr 2 bewässern.
Rohr 2 bewässert.
Los! Ja. Ja.
What is this guy doing? Is he gonna turn around?
30 Sekunden. Ja.
This one is gonna miss as well.
20 Sekunden.
Ah, but that was so close.
10 Sekunden bis einschlagen.
But it looks like they are completely bare of escorts at the moment. So,
Geladen. 9. Feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer.
oh shit.
Schadensbericht.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter. Tauchen auf 100 Meter.
Einbruch im Hecktorpedoraum.
ran into that guy.
35 Meter. Alle Maschinen, stopp. 45 Meter.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Yeah, that was pretty shallow area, yeah.
Lenz, Pumpe einschalten. Alle Luken schließen.
Höhenbruch im Bugtorpedoraum repariert.
Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum. Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert.
Verstanden, Kommandant. Alles klar. Ich kümmere mich darum.
Somebody has to repair the diesel engines.
Ich benötige Ihre
Flank, guys.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
It will take a while until we get the water out.
Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert.
Schock entstanden.
Ja, Herr Kaloy, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah, get the guys out. Get the injured guys out. Hey, Captain Paddy. Yeah, we're a bit in trouble at the moment. We are a bit in trouble.
Folgen Sie mir.
Wassereinbruch im Bugtorpedoraum gestoppt. Wassereinbruch im E-Maschinenraum gestoppt.
Ja? Herr Kaloy?
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy?
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Ja.
Yes, that's it. So they are gonna die, aren't they? Ah, come on. I'll be AFK in a minute and then I'll figure out. Maybe that was pretty stupid to run into that transport. Maybe I would just gonna reload. Yeah, hey, come on, that was just too stupid.
Herr Kapitän?
Ah, come on, I'm just gonna load that last save and hope that I can prevent this from happening. That's just stupid. So I'm a bit embarrassed to reload. I usually try to not reload if things get fucked up, but that was just too stupid.
Kurs setzen. Große Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, there we are, just about to run into that guy.
Halbe Fahrt voraus. Äußerste Kraft voraus.
Can we avoid that collision? Can we? This is pretty close. Wow. Guys. They are gonna hit me. They are gonna hit me in the stern.
Echo ist nicht einsatzbereit.
Cologne, wir wurden entdeckt.
Zeit, unseren Boot zu testen, Männer.
Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been much worse. Let's get to the surface. I don't see any escort. So we are gonna do it the tough way and let's sink a few guys. So the bosun, please man the deck gun. Now we are gonna wreak some havoc among them.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr K9, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Now. Hey, deck gun. Here we are.
Deckgeschütz besetzen.
Somebody shooting on us? Yeah, they are actually.
Kapitän. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Feuer frei.
Open fire. So there are armed ships there which are opening fire on me. Let's see what I can do. Let's see if we can sink that guy. Okay.
Angriff im Offiziersraum. Angriff im Bugtorpedoraum.
Mann über Bord.
Shit. More damage. Okay. Okay, that's... Yeah, doesn't make any sense. So we lost. Yeah, well... Load the game again. Yeah, that was just a try. But they're just too heavily armed to do it like that. Yeah, well, we did our job. So let's just get away. Let's see that we don't hit the ground. Right, it's changing course and going back in again on that convoy. So it's not that bad, this concept of having these meandering torpedoes. Okay, but it ran out of fuel here, obviously. Yeah, well, so probably we are not lucky with these. Do we have any torpedoes left? One. Safe game. We got away alive from that and we sank our ships. So now maybe we can home in one more torpedo. Let's see. So which one is this? I think it's this one. Draught 8, 9. So go to 9. Velocity 9.
Herr Kaloin, feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Distance 100. Okay, I don't think that this is gonna be a hit. We missed it so well. We were wasting so many torpedoes on that one. But at least we did fulfill our mission.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden.
20 Sekunden. 10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Nah, there will be no hit. Okay, there is one escort. Right, only one escort left. So we still have 57% of fuel. So most important thing now is to get back home with that remaining fuel all over the Atlantic. What about my milk cow? Yeah, I can't apply it because I still have this project going on, and this one I put in the difficulty settings. I put this one on automatic, historically correct, so I still have 2 days left until I can actually apply my milk cow. That's what I understand how the mechanics is. So for this mission, it probably would not be of any use anymore. Yeah, you're right, that's just fine, because I still have enough fuel to get back home. I'm only considering to do one more kind of kamikaze thing. So this guy is dangerous. He's armed. Yeah, I could, yeah. I'm just not sure if it would maybe be a waste of that milk cow to put it somewhere in between. So I don't yet know the mechanics. So if I have placed the milk cow somewhere, what would be the effort to place it somewhere else later? What do you think? Shall we try it once more? To get to the surface and sink one of them with the deck gun? Or is it too risky to be sunk by these armed transports? Really, there is no escort. I would love to sink one more of these fighters. Oh, sorry. Yeah, is it? Yeah, I think it is, yeah. And there was this corvette as well. At least one corvette guarding these merchants, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I just need a little bit of a late night snack. Yeah, the submarine is so vulnerable. 7 o'clock in the evening. But still some daylight. How far are we away? Yeah, let's get to the surface and just move away quickly, swiftly. Would they spot me on that distance? I think they wouldn't. Yeah, I think we can get away like that. And now the only job left is to get safely back home. Yeah, sorry guys for the munching noises. I just need some late night snack. Okay, that's quite some way to go, but we finished this job. We sank 10,000 tons. Contributing to the Operation Boombeats. Right, here we are on our way back home. Yeah, we got away safely.
Herr Leun, feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Yeah, but they're far away, aren't they? Come on. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. And then we are gonna harvest the success. Yeah, when we look at the overall mission, it looks like we only sank 7,100 tons, which I don't quite understand, because in principle it said that we sank, yeah, that we fulfilled the mission, which would mean that we have sunk 10,000. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, we are moving slightly faster than them. Yeah, I'm still kind of, yeah, thinking about going for that one and sink it with the deck gun. It might be possible. But yeah, Well, now wind has reduced to 14 knots. Maybe we can sink that one.
Feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Let's see if we can sink that guy before the other guys are around. Those with the deck guns. I take that risk, and yeah, if we die, I'm gonna reload this time. Somebody's shooting at us. They are shooting at us. Yeah, what I do here is pretty pointless, obviously.
Alarm! Auf Gefechtsstation!
A sailor drowned. Yeah, come on. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, weight loss, you're completely right. At that point in time in the game, in the war, it's pretty pointless to do a surface attack. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the Lone Empire class freighter, yeah, for them you can do it, but C3 and Liberties, yep, right, no point against them. Should be dark soon. Now it's 9 o'clock. The sun is down. And we are on our way back home. Hi guys, by the way, great that you are in the stream. Thanks for joining, thanks for watching. That's pretty nice. So I just see the numbers of watches going up. So don't hesitate to put any comment into the stream. I'm always happy to get into contact with you guys, but on the other hand, don't feel pushed. If you just want to watch, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, Captain Paddy, you're there, and Weight Loss Games and Volvolu, you're still in as well, and a few more guys. Chainsaw, hey, hi. Nice to have you in. Yeah, to be honest, I don't quite remember, but it looks like you are already following me. I think it has been quite some time since we had a chat, but great to have you in. Yeah, hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good Saturday. And yeah, as for me, if I look at the time, it's 20 minutes to 2 here in Europe, pretty late. Hey, yeah, great. Thanks for the feedback. I'm pretty happy to have you in. So if I may ask, where are you from? Are you from Europe or from the US or Canada? No, all right. Yeah, all right. That's great. I'm always fascinated. So I hope you guys don't take it personal that I'm approaching the US coast now in the game. I always feel this need to mention that in real life, of course, I'm pretty happy that we, the Germans, lost the war, and that you, the United States, kind of, yeah, the allies, let me put it like that, saved us from that madman. But yeah, in the game, yeah, that's... I have to slip into the role of, yeah, this pretty fascinating kind of technology and everything. So let me mention that this is not about the ideology of these mad guys in the Second World War. When I play that game, I'm never about to defend them or kind of slip into the role where they might have won the war. It's just about the fascination of this, yeah, amazing technology. If you think back, I mean, today we are talking about hybrid cars, like being driven by a diesel and by an electric engine at the same time, and they already did it back then, something like 80 years ago. It is, yeah, right, isn't it? If you ask me, I would say it's the best U-boat simulation ever. Yeah, it's just so great. Pretty much love it. Obviously, yeah, if you look at my streams. So by now I think we fired all our torpedoes. No boat torpedo left, and also no stern torpedo left. Let's get back home. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. I once went to the Munich technical museum, and they have this, yeah, this submarine there with which they did set up for the movie. The movie, you know what I mean. But it's so long ago, I was still a child when I was there, so I must get back there again. Yeah, and that was such a great movie. I mean, early 80s, and they didn't have all the possibilities and technical means that we have today. And still, that movie was giving you such an immersion. Here we go. On the way back and make sure. Mr. Grada, he's completely tired. Let's give him a cup of coffee. Okay, now the watch seems to work again regularly. Yeah. I mean, being on a ship, that was quite something, crammed into this hull of steel, and, well, even on a surface ship, it must have been quite some challenge. And imagining being in that tube, going down under the surface. And yeah, you know, these numbers, I mean, just something like 20% or 30% of the guys who went out in submarines came back. So I'm pretty happy that my grandfather was just infantry. Just being a... Yeah, he was in kind of a heavy machine gun squad. And yeah, he got out alive. He had to go to Russia, and there he stepped onto a mine, and with this severe injury he couldn't carry on, so they put them to the hospital, and when he recovered, he had to do some kind of organization job at home, and that was actually how he did survive the war, losing a leg but keeping his life. Ah, did you? Oh yes, okay. Yeah, my grandfather wasn't a big storyteller, but I was pretty close with him because he was at our place all the time for lunch, and so we lived just not far away. And when I was a child, I spent many weekends at his place. So yeah, as I said, he was not a big storyteller, but over all the years, he actually did tell a few things, and that was pretty fascinating. Yeah, I still kind of think there is this project that, well, at one point in time, I should write a book about his life. Yeah, there were some nice stories. Some stories about the war, and some nice stories about how he met my grandmother, which was also somehow related to the war. And yeah, all these things. That was pretty amazing. Yeah, well, nice, interesting. I mean, it's a completely different part of the world and still involved into that war. Yeah, that's the difference. I mean, you were fighting on the good side, and we actually were the bad guys. I mean, my grandfather was definitely not a bad guy. He was just a soldier. He actually was a professional soldier already before the war. He wasn't just pressed, but so I think he just did his job, and still he was on the wrong side, definitely. Yeah, that's why we guys here in Germany usually have some kind of a different point of view on military things. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I think he was, yeah, he was a soldier and he was fighting for the wrong cause, but on the other hand, he was, yeah, kind of doing his job. So this is a bit of a chore now to get back home. And yeah, we are still at 50% of fuel, so we should make it back home safely. Yeah, that's right. Yep. yeah, luckily it was kind of a lost cause. And yeah, the odds were so overwhelming that I think in the end it was pretty clear that Germany just couldn't stand against the whole world. They just didn't have the resources. But yeah, they were pretty inventive. That's something that you have to admit, I think. Yeah, but as I said, nevertheless, I'm pretty glad that you guys, the Allies, actually did it and saved us from these madmen. Can never emphasize this enough. And yeah, meanwhile, I mean, all around Europe, I mean, you could think about that. Germany did wreak quite some havoc amongst Europe. And my father, he was pretty pissed off now and then when he went to other countries here in Europe, and then old people there were kind of pretty offensive against him. You're a German, you must be an asshole, something like that. So he told me that he did experience this quite a lot, or at least now and then. But from my personal experience, nowadays we don't have that anymore. And that's pretty nice to see that the other European neighboring countries here around Germany, they actually they forgave us. So there is no animosity anymore between French and Germans, Dutch and Germans, British and Germans, Belgian and Germans. And that's pretty nice to see. Yeah, did they? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you were in a pretty tough group, I think. So mounted infantry means that you were going with these kind of troop transports, armored troop carriers. How would you call that? I'm a bit out of vocabulary. The Sabre, yeah, okay, alright. Heard about that. How long did you do that, actually? Something like 4 years or 6 years or more? Alright, yep. So what is this like? I mean, if you do it for 5 years, do you get some kind of kick-off money or some pension or something? Hey, what's that? That's weird. What is this circle here? That must be some kind of graphical bug, right? Yeah, however. Yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, fingers crossed that everything works out like that. That's something that I think when you have been spending a few years at the military, must be, yeah, a bit of a challenge to get back used to civil life, isn't it? Like that? Yeah, completely dark at night, so no point here. Let's just carry on. Yeah, I spent 1 year with the German military service. When I was younger, we still had that obligatory service, so you had to actually join the forces for 1 year after school. So every German male who turned 18 had to serve for 1 year back then. Yeah, but they abolished it many years ago. Okay, all right. Would be nice to see you back then. I look at the time, it's 2 o'clock, so I think I'm going to continue the stream for at least 1 hour. Yeah, around here it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, that was really my very first across the Atlantic mission. Fuel. Yeah, we should get back home safely like that. Okay, so, guys, let me be AFK just for 1 minute. Don't go away. We can be pretty curious what it would be like to get back home. But yeah, have to be AFK for 1 minute or 2. back again. Hey, Paul. Nice to have you in. Good evening. How are you doing? So in-game wise, I'm just on the way back from my very first mission that I did on the other side of the Atlantic. Takes a while. So I hope you had a good, relaxing Saturday. Yeah, okay, so you were partying a bit on Halloween. That's good. Yeah, Volvolu said the same. Don't know if he's still in. I guess he is. And yeah, he had the same complaint that he was kind of regretting the partying that he did last night. Yeah, for me, I'm actually regretting it the other way around. I didn't go partying. You are still there. Yeah, I guess so. That's great. Yeah, you did the right thing. I was doing my stream in here. 2 bands. Yeah, what was it? What kind of music was it actually? Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, rock metal, that's clear, but Stoner Doom, that just doesn't ring a bell, to be honest. I'm always kind of, not pretty good with all these music styles. Yeah, Volvolu, I'm with you. Rock and metal for me, please. So if you say southern, is this kind of country or combined with the term of doom? Doesn't quite. Yeah, I have to Google it. As Volvolu said, for me it would be rock and metal. That would be the genre that I would be fine with. Yeah, old school. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, since a few months I am regularly listening to a wonderful podcast about music from the US. It's a few guys from, I don't quite know where they are from in the US, but they do make a wonderful podcast, and so I would love to do some advertising for them. So if you are actually interested in the music of the last, say, 50 or 60 years, pretty interesting podcast. So there is a book of a guy who actually listed the 1001 albums you must have heard before you die, and they actually they randomly pick albums from these 1001 albums you must have heard before you die, and then yeah, make kind of fun about it, discuss it, and yeah, on a pretty nice basis. So if you Google that on Spotify, 1001 album complaints, I highly recommend that one. So this is a bit tiring to do all the way back home. But we are still fine in terms of fuel. I'm always trying to do this micromanagement to reduce the fuel usage, to get the most out of the engines and our fuel resources. Here we go. The sea is pretty quiet. Hey guys, there is a lot of people watching on YouTube, so let me explain. I feel a bit embarrassed to show you this small scale window, but yeah, I'm just an amateur streamer and my streaming software, yeah, just lately they started to give me the opportunity to do dual streaming, and since then I try to actually do some, yeah, my main streaming platform is Twitch, and since I got that opportunity to do the dual streaming, I actually did start to share my stream also on YouTube. But yeah, possibilities are limited. I can only do this small window stream on YouTube, so guys, sorry. Excuse me, if you want to do the full screen thing, you have to switch to Twitch. But of course, I'm always happy to have you on YouTube just as well. And yeah, always happy to get some feedback. in the chat, or if you give me a like or a follow whatsoever, or just watch. That's perfectly fine just as well. Wow. Yeah, I'm just a small streamer, so having 19 people watching, that's great. So I would be very curious, you guys watching this one on YouTube, what you're up to. Do you play the game by yourself, or are you just watching? Are you a new player who wants to learn something, how things work, how the game mechanics work? Or are you an old salt, knowing a lot of things? So I'm always happy to have a chat with people who know the game as well as me, or even better. So I'm not afraid of backseat drivers. Always tell me if you think that there are things that can be done better, if you have some kind of tricks how to handle the game. Yeah, or as I said, just silently watch. That's perfectly fine for me just as well. Quite a lot of people on YouTube, but looks like the YouTube guys are not that much inclined for communication as you Twitch guys are. So we seem to be approaching home. Let me give it a save. You never know what weird things might happen. Hey guys, also on Twitch, a few more people in the stream. Nice to have you in. So, even though it might look like that this is a very private chat with old acquaintances, don't hesitate to participate and become one of the old acquaintances. What was that? Some warning? Well, maybe. What about the galley? The galley is still fine. Discipline is going down because I don't have sufficient. Yeah, okay. So we are really going down on stores. So if we do it like that, broken leg, how long would it take? Guy has tuberculosis. Yeah, one guy got tuberculosis and one guy got a broken leg. So I have 2 guys left, 2 guys less on the watch groups. But at the moment I'm doing pretty alright with that. 30%, that would well bring us home. Okay, message from another submarine. Lamprecht, report position and fuel. Well, okay, we can do that. That's the first time that I get this order to report position and fuel. Let's see what this leads to. Several widely separated smoke clouds in BF whatsoever. I don't have any torpedoes left, so I don't feel any obligation to follow that. Let's just get back home. Convoy, yeah, no point. We just don't have the resources to do another attack. We are almost back home. Let's give it another save. fuel is close to depletion, 20%. Yeah, but that should be enough to get back home. It should be. Research has been completed. All right. So what can we do now? Can I somehow... okay. The milk cow. Come on, show your best viewers to where you most like it. This bullshit. I do have my best viewers. And that's guys like Paul and Vulvulu and Chainsaw and Weight Loss and a lot more. Best viewers. But I don't need yours, guy, so get lost. I do have a leader. Yeah, come on, it's perfectly fine there, isn't it? There they are. Very good. Yeah, Paul, thanks for the feedback, and I appreciate you participating in the chat and in the stream just as well. Yeah, that's why I do that streaming, because I love it to get in contact with people. And particularly getting in contact with people from abroad. So that's so fascinating. I mean, look at just you two guys, Paul from the US and Vulvulu from North America, North Africa, sorry. And that's what I love about streaming. Yeah, okay, yes. I could imagine. I mean, I never tried that, to start a campaign. I always started in the very beginning of the war. So, yeah, it might be pretty tough. Yep. Just to start from the scratch and already have all this experience and equipment with the enemy. Yeah, on the other hand, this is one of the big pluses of the game, that that the enemy develops everything. The boundary conditions, they are developing all over the years, and that's nice. Amazing. I'm so amazed. I mean, these guys, they are working on the game all the time, improving it, putting in features. That's so fascinating. Yeah, but I hope that they also earn a bit of money with this game. I think they do. There we go. Nice to see some green land with trees and everything. Let's give it a save. Around here I was set up by an air raid once a few months ago. Yes, they're really decent guys. Yeah, well, I do have a few ideas about how you could set up a game. So if I found some companions to do that together with me, I might also set up some. Yeah, well, I'm just joking. Probably I wouldn't have the knowledge. And the patience and everything. Okay, there we are approaching La Rochelle. And here we are. Let's give it a save. Of fuel still. Crew members were taken to a hospital. Ahoy land, yes. Let's give it a save and see which accomplishments we got. Mission complete. Report to the back officer. Mr. Schneider, you gained some points. Mr. Grade, that's our chief engineer. Got the Iron Cross, alright, for bravery. And the captain, Mr. Lamprecht. We sank 2 ships and he got quite some awards for that. And that's what we got for Operation Drumbeat. 7,000 tons. Silver Star Park sunk. Hammond sunk. And yeah, the Hunt class destroyer we did sink just as well. I didn't. However, here we are. Yeah, let's save the game and see that we get the equipment, the proper equipment back on board. One thing, put that onto the ventilation system. Five, 3.
Meine Schwester mag keine Petersilie. Jedes Mal, wenn unsere Mutter Suppe mit Petersilie macht, zieht sie komische Grimassen.
Bestätige.
Lustig anzusehen, aber es
Bestätige.
ist zu Hause vermissen.
Bestätige.
What about the crew? Yeah, I'm down to 18 because 2 of the crewmates have been taken to the hospital. Let's see how we can deal with that.
Was benötigen Sie, Herr Offizier? Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
Torpedoes now. Bow torpedo storage. Bow torpedo tubes. T1. T1. T3. T3. Now storage. T1, 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 T3, Okay, we are running short on these torpedoes, these sound-seeking torpedoes.
Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
Let's refuel. And now what about ammo? Didn't fire the deck gun. Did I fire the flag? No, I didn't fire a single round.
Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
Six days to get the stuff aboard.
Bestätige.
Benötigen Sie, Herr Offizier? Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an. Benötigen Sie, Herr Offizier? Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
All right. So give me a second. Let me be AFK just for 2 minutes. Or let's first remove all these markers from the map. They might confuse us later. All right. So finished that mission. That was pretty nice, and I think this is the right time to go to bed. Of course, I would love to continue streaming, particularly as you guys from the US and Canada, you are dropping into the stream only now from experience. But yeah, well, I have to get up tomorrow. Well, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, but still, yeah, I need a bit of sleep right now. So you guys, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for participating in the chat. Paul Vulvulu, Chainsaw, and Weight Loss. All you guys, have a good night and see you. Yeah, probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow next stream would probably be Thursday night. Job wise, it's gonna be a tough week for me again tomorrow, pretty sure. Next week will be rather tough, so just ordinary next stream Thursday, I guess. Yep, alright. So you guys, it was a pleasure to have you in, and see you. Bye bye.